Let's go.
And boots and troops with double boots and jail suits. That's how I roll in my head through dirt. When the will I got and competition ain't dead. Reach your break, your broke, your stroke, they take you, see it to your little group on me. Sooner or later, you wanna flip, tell them Paul City half with a dip. And all that other ringling brother shit. 40, how far greater than so I shit. Sling the flare, slam in this jam. If you roll, but you can't hide, you can't go far. No matter where you go, where you fall, where you fall. Cause it wasn't enough to tell a black man rap. See a 40 sucker 40 guys who's back. You're down with it, Vinnie feeling villain. Step into the pool, 40 guns catch a feelings. I have so many guns, call me gutter. I'm a bread and butter motherfucker style cutter. Walking from the gutter, brain steady, heavy as a Chevy. Fighting full of pity petty, I'm pretty ready. Place your bet on a bet, the 3-man fight. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
Clap it up. There it is. You know, welcome to the Beat 139. I'm Doc.
I'm Donahue. How y'all doing? What's good? What's going on out there in the world? We want to welcome, we got two guests here tonight. Two prominent black brothers right here, entrepreneurs. You know, we got my man Vinnie, naughty by nature.
Yes, sir. What up, the Beat?
You know what it is.
We got my man Donahue right here, you know. Money Ab LLC.
Absolutely.
Together they Money Ab LLC. And we're gonna talk about it, you know? We're
Yes,
gonna
sir.
get into all that. So let's start the show. Vinnie, what's good, man? How you, man?
Ain't nothing. It's good. Good to be here in Harlem, man. I was just saying, it's not many times I get to hear Uptown Anthem in Harlem. You know?
That's great. But that song was big out here.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Well, look, I'll tell you, we definitely going to talk about Money Ave. I got to tell you about Naughty's relationship with Harlem.
Right.
First of all, y'all know we Jersey boys, right? So we definitely always came across the bridge and, you know, chopped it up at the Apollo, came to all the shows and everything. But, you know, we just always been fans of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
And two of our biggest songs are just based in Harlem, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we, when we first came out, we dropped OPP, Everything's Gonna Be Alright. And then the third song that got attached to our first album was Uptown Anthem. That's off the Juice soundtrack.
Oh.
So I remember as vivid as yesterday, you know, me, Tretch, Tupac, the whole, you know, set was being shot up here, and we ended up making the Uptown Anthem record. Then our first single off of our second album was Hip Hop Hooray. So you know that whole hey ho, that's all Harlem, and y'all know that, right? So at the time, you know, we Jersey boys, and that's definitely New York swag. So at the time, Fat Man Scoop, you know, he lives Harlem. He worked for our record label, Tommy Boy Records. So Scoop always did all the record promotions. And I remember at the time, Dougie Fresh had a record that had hey ho in the chorus. It's just that our joint took off, right? So I always ask Scoop, yo, Harlem feels some type of way. Like Jersey boys jacking that shit, right? And he like, yeah, you know, we felt some type of way, but you know, it is what it is. But I just had to run that down.
You know,
real quick.
that put a little twist to the hey-ho.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You had, I mean, Doug Hey-Ho was like, you know, it was really like him just saying it, but when y'all did, y'all had like a group, like, so it made it more fun.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? More inviting, but you know, it's all good though, man. You know?
Shout out to Fat Man Scoop.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's all good.
That was big, man.
But another thing you said about Harlem, you know, because Tretch used to come to Harlem all the time, and Tretch like to play that dice.
Yeah.
He come over here, and we be rolling the dice.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You know, he come through and he got the dog, you know, the chain on.
Yeah.
Before DMX, you know, Tretch was the one that had the chain and all that type of stuff. And you know, same thing like in Harlem and East Orange, hood is the hood, man.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Hood is the hood, man. But welcome, man. Welcome, man.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, man, welcome.
Yeah, y'all doing big things, but you know, we get into you, how your upbringing was growing up.
Jersey, grew up in Jersey, over in Harlem a lot too. You know, myself.
What part of Jersey?
Inglewood.
Talk about it, man.
Yeah.
Inglewood in the building, huh?
Yeah. So that's really where I came. But I used to be in Harlem all the time too. You know, used to come over here with back in the day, 131st and St. Nick with TR, the GR production crew. You know, I used to run with them back in the day in Harlem. So, you know, I'm familiar. I'm in home territory.
Yeah. We used to come over there, you know. Inglewood, T-Neck, the rink and all that.
The rink right there in Bergenfield.
Yeah.
And the Robinsons, Leland Robinson,
Yeah.
the Scutchy,
Scutchy, rest in peace. Joey.
Definitely Leland.
Yeah.
And
So for
Peppermint Lounge, you know, like East Orange, huh?
Yeah.
Was it Zanzibar too?
Yeah, Zanzibar, downtown North.
Yeah. So, you know.
So for our younger audience who didn't know how Naughty by Nature was formed.
We put it down since the days of high school, and everywhere we mark, we rule. But just in high school, we all got together, and then, you know, we did the first talent show. Of course, back then, people were haters, but we called them people just sleeping on you. We called them sleepwalkers, you know? So people would always sleep on us, like, yeah, that was cool, but y'all never take it to the next level. And it was a kid, Mike C, around our way, who was already working with Joey and Sylvia Robinson, Joey Jr. and Sylvia Robinson. They were just coming off of the Sugar Hill, you know, debacle. Everybody was getting sued, and they settled up. They had Donahue Records. So eventually we signed to Joey Jr. and Sylvia Robinson. Rest in peace, Miss Sylvia Robinson and Joey Robinson Jr. We had the pleasure of just being signed to them, and we learned about the Sugar Hill legacy. And, you know, we thought they were definitely past their heyday, but we thought that working with them, hey, we'll just go for it and see what happens. And, you know, that situation didn't work out. And man, I think about it now, we were so blessed, because right after that, Queen Latifah and the Flavor Unit was rocking. Mark the 45 King, as a matter of fact. And the whole Flavor Unit was rocking with cool DJ Red Alerts. We had Lakim Shabazz, Lati, Apache. You know, Mark had the whole Flavor Unit rocking, and they were right there in Jersey. So that was the next crew we pursued, getting down with Mark and them. And just so happens, Queen Latifah was the female in her clique, and Shakur ended up managing her, extracting her from Flavor Unit, and you know, they started Flavor Unit Management. So coming off the Sugar Hill situation, our group's name was the New Style. So we had to change to, it came up with Naughty by Nature, signed the Flavor Unit Management, Queen Latifah and Shakur put us on the Tommy Boy Records, and basically the rest is history.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. I didn't know y'all was affiliated with Queen Latifah.
Yeah, she put us on.
Definitely knew that.
I like family.
Yeah, our first single, OPP, the B-side was Wickedest Man Alive with Queen Latifah on it.
Yeah.
Wow. So when y'all went to Tommy Boy, how that was, that start?
Yeah, that was crazy, because Latifah was already out. So she had Princess of the Posse, Ladies First Rockin', and she was down with Flavor Unit, but she was also down with the Native Tongue. So De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, and that whole movement that Red Alert and them had going on, man, you
Jungle
know,
Brothers.
Yeah, Jungle Brothers, all of that. So, you know, by the time she signed us to the management company, man, we stood on the shoulders of all of that work, you know, and Tommy Boy Records already had Soul Sonic Force, Force MDs, you know, they had a hell of a roster, you know, De La Soul, Digital Underground. So the label was well financed back then, and by the time we got on, man, it just clicked and we blew.
So I know it was like difficult, like you said, they had when y'all got signed. How fast was the single came out once you guys? Because normally when people get signed, it takes a minute, like before they bring you out. Like you said, they have other people on their roster.
Right.
Normally when you sign, they send you through the changes, the development and different things like that. How soon was after you signed?
Well, it was pretty fast, because we were self-developed, you know what I'm saying? So again, from the New Style days, we did that first talent show 87, did the deal with Robinson and them 88, 89, got off of them in 89, signed the Flavor Unit in 90, had the first single, OPP, which was a New Style record, from the Robinson days, just they never got a hold of it, and we were ready to go. So once we signed the Flavor Unit Management, got signed to Tommy Boy, OPP came out in '91. So it was a matter of 6 months before
And
we
the
were
Flavor
rocking.
Unit, not the Flavor Unit, Sugar Hill Gang, I think another reason why they probably y'all moved fast, because like you said, y'all already had your own buzz when y'all came in. Also, they ain't never had nobody street like y'all.
Right. And it was a combination of everything. We were already seasoned. We did tons of shows already. We done got booed out of New York already. We already knew what to do, what not to do. We were self-produced, self-written. You know, we always had the merchandise, even from New Style. When we got with Tommy Boy and came up with the logo, we were already signed, sealed, and delivered. We were just a well-oiled machine and ready to go.
So it's always you, Tretch, and K?
Yeah, always me, Tretch, and K.
How K doing, man?
Yeah, Kay is good. That's who I was just on the phone with. Kay and my manager Jimmy, we're getting ready for this 30th anniversary documentary right now.
Yeah, we'll get into that. So, yeah, because I want the people to know, because I love when we bring, like, people, you know, people from the last generation
Right.
to come school the people what's up and how dope it was in that era. We like to bring the light to
Right.
how we was in that era, how big it was. Like, to them, it may be like, oh, you know, but to us, that's like equivalent. How y'all was like equivalent to what, like the Baby and them now.
Right. To today's audience,
Today,
you know.
that they OPP, Naughty by Nature was equivalent to, like I said, the Baby, Little Baby, Migos. They was like that back then. To give
Right.
y'all a picture of who Naughty by Nature was, y'all could always
Exactly.
go back to their videos, and you know if y'all not too familiar with them.
And that was a big time too, though, because that's when Jersey really broke in. You know what I'm saying? Like, really
Yeah.
came out, like, Jersey was started popping at that time. Like you said, Queen Latifah was, she kind of like led a little bit, and then Naughty by Nature came out.
Kicked the
and
doors
then Redman and them started coming out, and Jersey just started smashing for a while. All the focus just went to Jersey for a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and y'all know, I mean,
Yeah.
hip hop was born in the 5 boroughs, man. And back in the day, you couldn't even claim Jersey. You know,
That's
you
what
couldn't
I'm talking
even
about,
come to New York without that. So even with Redman, pardon me, he was always affiliated with Def Squad. You know, Eric Sermon and those
Yeah.
guys. So they had to blend in there and really kind of have a New York presence and definite New York cosign. And even with Queen Latifah, she had to blend in with native tongues. And I remember seeing early interviews of her where the publicist put in there that Latifah was from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until she really doubled down with Flavor Unit, and that narrative kind of went away. But again, by the time we came out, we couldn't front. We were all Jersey, so, and we stood on the, you know, the shoulders of all of them. So it was definitely easier for us.
Who came with the name Naughty by Nature?
Naughty by Nature was actually the name of a New Style song. So again, that was another record that Sylvie Robinson, Joey Robinson Jr. had. So when we got away from them, the first album we put out, we had a bunch of other records, and that stuff would have went to them. But by the time we transferred, we had to change our name from the New Style. And I remember Shakur and Chris Lighty, rest in peace, Chris Lighty. They were helping us with the transition. Like, first thing y'all got to do is change your name. So we looked, and Tretch looked. Naughty by Nature. They was like, that name is a little too long. But Tretch was like, yo, everybody's a little naughty by nature. And we had to just hold that down, and you know, they rolled with us on that.
That logo was dope, and y'all merch was crazy.
Yeah, I do it.
Y'all merch
They had the
was
best
crazy.
money.
They had the crazy merch, you had the store too, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the store.
And that was a thing, I mean, a teachable moment for the young people, man. Even when we were the New Style, if you ever look up Naughty by Nature and the New Style, you'll see we always carried that with ourselves, you know? And you know, you were triple OG. So back in the day, everybody in hip hop, whether it was a breakdancing crew, whether it was whatever, you always had your baseball caps, your jackets, you had to represent your crew. So we just carried that from old school hip hop, and from the New Style, we invested in ourselves. So when we showed up, we looked organized. And then when we transferred to Naughty by Nature, that was a given. And then with a hit record, man, I mean, I done spent all of my money on merchandise, you know, ever since day one, yo.
Y'all merch and stuff was good though.
Yeah. And we still doing good right now. Shameless plug, naughtybynaturesstore.com. We're killing them out there. As a matter of fact, I should have, pardon me for being rude, because this is more of a money ad thing. I always show up with treats, man. I feel that's rude. Another teachable moment, young people. When you show up to interviews, make sure you have some product to drop off for your host.
There you go.
Appreciate that. So at this time doing Naughty, what you was doing at that your time of life when he was out?
During that era, doing pretty much, I mean, we grew up in a point where it's like everybody's doing music, so I did some music myself, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you know, I went away to school too, so I went away to school in DC, and really was just grinding, you know, trying to get through school and make it, you know, doing my thing.
What school you went to?
Georgetown. Went to
Okay.
Georgetown.
Wow.
So we was down there in DC, every day at Howard though.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
day
yeah.
was at Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the broads was at.
Yeah, real talk. So
You play ball?
nah. Just
Oh, yeah,
academic.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's big.
academic, yeah.
That's
So,
what's up.
Yeah, you know Georgetown.
yeah.
Academic scholars from Georgetown is big. I know your parents is proud of you.
Oh, definitely. You know, but you know, it's anybody that you know, you come from the hood and get out of there. It's like everybody's gonna be proud of you. So I feel like I got whole towns proud of me. Just what I did.
And you from up top. When you from up top, you go down the bottom, you're a fan favorite anyway.
Yeah, right.
Automatically, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Especially like Doc said, you in school, you're academic and all that. You know, they looking at you like, okay, the dude got some brains with him, huh? He ain't coming off the streets hustling and all that.
Nah, never went that route.
Right.
But you know, the music route was my thing too.
Mhm.
So for me, I started as a producer,
Right.
doing music. I'm actually a Grammy nominated music producer
Okay,
as
all right.
well. So
For what kind, what songs you got?
I produced Music Soul Shop.
Okay,
The Just
okay.
Listen album. It's,
Yeah.
that's what got us nominated. But
Mhm.
even before that, like artist A. Marie,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
discovered her at Georgetown as well. So
Right.
that was like the first artist that we poured into. Eventually, off the success of that, we ended up getting a label deal on Sony. And we had a label deal that Donahue signed us directly. When Donnie left, the new administration, you know how it is in the music game,
Yeah.
we ended up getting dropped. And I
Shake
had
it
to-
out.
Yeah, I had to pivot, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna jump into real estate.
Right.
And that was really my journey into learning how to do real estate, learning how to build wealth,
Mhm.
learning how to really help other people do that too, because I had the CPA monitor, I became a CPA.
Right.
Most of my CPA career was helping people to save on taxes, coming up with tax strategy.
Mhm.
You're looking to build wealth, you gotta plug that tax hole. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about, and that's what the wealthy people do. They basically
Exactly.
put themselves in a position where they're not paying taxes. You know, and you gotta do one or two things. You either gotta be in real estate,
Mhm.
or you gotta have a business.
Nah, we
And that's-
definitely gonna get into that.
Yeah.
I want people, like, we gonna conduct this interview where I want them to know you.
True.
So your upbringing before we get to what you, Vinnie, and Tashelle doing, I know what y'all doing big. We definitely gonna get to that because you on the call. So you was saying us.
Mhm.
So can you tell the people who? Cause you said we got. You kept saying we. So who was we?
Well, really, I mean, the crew that I used to roll with was I don't know if y'all remember Redhead Kingpin.
I remember.
Yeah.
So Redhead Kingpin was Redhead Kingpin and the FBI.
Yeah.
So I was the FBI.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So we were part of GR Productions, which was Teddy Riley's camp. Right now, we used to be over in Harlem all the time. So also give a shout out to Op Kill. Just spoke to Op today.
Yeah.
Right,
That
so,
was-
yeah, I
same
told him
class.
I was coming out here to Harlem.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was, that was our camp. You remember Fat Man School?
Yeah,
Fat
yeah,
Man
yeah.
was down with the Busy Boys,
Busy Boys.
Sean C, that whole crew. So I used to be over here running with them a lot. So that's really my indoctrination into the music game. I was a teenager doing my thing, running around with them all the time.
So you said A. Marie.
Mhm.
So she went to Georgetown with you?
Yeah, and Marie went to Georgetown, and Marie used to follow me around all the time. Was like, yo, I'm doing, she tried to say she could, she's trying to get into the music game. But she was part of her parents was military, she was a military family.
Mhm.
So she used to bounce around, all over the country. And, I guess she was coming from Alaska at the time. So she really didn't have the swag, the urban swag. So, we took her, we devoted 2 years in her career, and really just built her, developed her, and that's where we.
Well,
So you
what
saw a lot of
happened with
talent.
her?
Aunt Marie?
Yeah.
Aunt
I know
Marie.
she had a family, she got babies and all that, right?
Yeah, so Aunt Marie moved out to LA, so
Yeah.
she's out. So when we had our label deal at Sony, it was her A&R. She ended up marrying Lenny.
Yeah.
So Lenny was our A&R, and them two got together, and now they married. She's out in LA right now. I guess she's doing a lot. She's doing.
Hey, I saw a documentary on her. She said Beyonce jacked her whole swag with that go-go beat.
Yeah,
Oh, that DC thing.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
DC go-go thing.
So
Yeah,
Rich Harrison did that track.
yeah, yeah.
And Beyonce basically heard that vibe and was like, yo, that's that DC thing
Right.
we needed, and it was just
Wow.
gave it to Beyonce, and history's
Damn.
made right there. So
That's
That's
crazy.
how it
know,
goes
she
sometimes,
would've-
that's how it go.
yeah, she would you know how it is in the game though.
Yeah,
you know,
you sleep somebody else, jump right on it real quick.
It's vibes, it's energy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. So y'all had it for a couple years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's
So you said you got dropped.
Yeah.
So you just said, something clicked in your head, I'm gonna go into another lane, real estate and all that other
Yeah,
stuff?
the music money was just up and down.
Yeah.
So I did it for the passion of it. Got a chance to get on some tours.
Mhm.
We went over to London. When we went over to London, at that time we had the #2 record in London behind Bobby Brown.
Mm.
So
what song was that?
that was do the right thing.
Do the
You know
Right
what I'm
Thing.
saying? Which was it wasn't a big record.
Nah, that song got.
But it was on
it was
Virgin.
big out here.
Well, it was on Virgin Records at
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
And what's crazy and how we got that deal was it wasn't no demo tape or anything. This is how they used to do it back in the day. So we up in the office, we played a joint for Teddy Riley. And at the time, it was, I guess, Fat Man School. But that whole clique, you know what I'm saying? Heard the joint and was like, yo, it's dope. We go up to the office the next day. Gene Griffin gets on the phone and speaking to somebody in Virgin was like, yo, I got a dude, you gonna sign him. It's gonna happen. We would sign, just like that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's Gene.
Gene
Yeah.
just was
Gene
like,
is a
yo,
beast.
you know? So, I mean, that's how it went down. Next thing you know, we touring. You know, we doing shows here and there. We was Do the Right Thing was supposed to be for the Spike Lee joint. Do the Right Thing. But even though they played it in the movie, it never really made the soundtrack because Public Enemy at the time came up with that anthem. You know,
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
Power joint was
yeah.
The Power,
the
yeah.
theme of the movie. But
Wasn't that Big Bob on the chorus?
yeah,
Yeah,
Big
Big Bob,
Big
yeah.
Bob.
man.
Shout out to Big Bob.
Today,
Yeah.
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 So
He missed his call, and that brother's a
Yeah, he's
comedian.
a-
He
yeah.
is a comedian.
He's tough, that's my man, he's tough.
yeah.
So I'm gonna ask both of y'all this question. What did y'all do with y'all first big check? You start with you.
My first check, I bought some real estate, right? So I basically.
Hold up.
I
So
bought
you're a
real
young
estate.
guy.
Mhm.
Instead of buying a car,
My first big check.
jewelry.
Yup. My first big check. So my first big
Wow.
check was the label check. Was the check that we got when we signed with Sony. So I had been through this, I had been through GR Productions, I've been through a little bit of things. I seen how the money comes go. So I was like, you know what, I wanna do something
Wow.
that is gonna last forever. And real talk, that check, that first property that I bought, I still own to this day. And it's
Wow.
paid me.
We bought in Jersey?
So,
In Newark, New Jersey.
No,
so let me ask you. So, damn, I want this to be definitely an education to the people who listen. How old you was when you got that check when you went to bought real estate? How old you?
21.
21 people.
21.
21. Now this back then when we ain't had the internet and information like the young guys now know. The people 21 now, they know a lot compared to we knew. Like, a lot of people, I'm gonna get to Ben when he did his first big check. We didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, in the streets hustling, we doing our thing. The mentality is we live for the day, we make it kill. We always had dead on jail. So, I'm gonna spend my money. But for, to being like a black man, 21 years old, and you get a big check, like, man, bump the car in the house, that was big.
But not only that though, you gotta think about it too. A lot of the way you spend your money is your neighborhood where you come from. You from Harlem, we got projects, we got tenement
Tenements.
buildings,
Yeah.
we got stuff like that. They from Jersey, they grew up in houses.
Right.
So you already got houses in your mind. And I'm gonna keep it real. more people that I know that lived in the suburbs went to college than more people
Without
in
a
the
doubt.
city.
Yeah.
Because our upbringing was a little different. We seen a lot of fast stuff like Doc said, we want the car, we want the clothes, not that they didn't want it, but you grew up in the house. You see your parents, how they went through and all that, so you thinking, and it's like it goes with it, like house. So what you did, I see where you come from, because a lot of my friends from Jersey, they buying houses, niggas ain't buying, they gonna get that. All of what I know, they can think about getting a house. And where we at? Yo, I just got me another crib on such and such street, apartment. You don't own nothing.
Yeah.
Y'all own something, so that's the difference. Sometimes the neighborhood and upbringing got a lot
But
of things.
I've seen a lot of cats though get money and just buy stuff to just depreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's cars, jewelry, but the cats that I seen, I knew a couple cats that had real estate. You know what I'm saying? Older cats that had, you know, a couple houses here, a couple houses there, and they always was good. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then I also was at the time educating myself on taxes. You know, if you don't have the business or if you don't have some real estate, it's hard to write off income, right? So that's really the lesson. That's really what I was trying to do. You know?
All right, so Vin, what was your first big check you blew?
Yeah, he said it all, man. First big check, I bought a 4-bedroom colonial, dorm at the 3rd floor, and at the time, because I'm the youngest of 7, so I have 5 sisters and 1 brother. My mom passed away in 1988, just before I graduated high school. So it was my sister, who's 3 years older than me. She had twins. And when we came out in 91, she had a 3rd child. So it was me, my sister, and her 3 children. That's who I bought the house for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it was the classic thing from the hood. We were living in the hood. I bought the new house, new carpets, new everything, dormered everything, brand new furniture. The only thing we brought was our clothes from the hood and just moved in. Everything was good. Just shook it out and we was ready.
That's big. Like, you know, some people, when they they forget about their own family, friends, and everybody.
Yeah.
Like, that's for you to be young and now you have opportunity in the house. You know, people like, I need this for myself. For you to bring your sisters along, that was big.
Yeah, think about the mom's pass too. The big sister takes that leadership as like the mother role to the family.
Exactly.
And then you be like, cause you know your mom is going, your big sister like, well, I'm gonna hold the family down, you know, and then you know, you ain't gonna leave them stinking.
Yeah, but most people still would have like, I get you a crib here, like they have a big hit.
It's depending on the love you got though.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Most people, when they get money, they famous with the girls and everybody. First thing, everybody can attest to this. You ask 10 out of 10 people, most people would be like, man, they first real piece of money, and they got a house and the fame come along with it, with the girls coming in and out. They'd have been like, all right, I got you, but you over there.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That's
well, you know, my sister, my sister, she was young when she had her kids, so she wasn't even educated, and I knew buying her a crib by herself, she wouldn't be able to afford it or had an upkeep. Then on top of that, you know, coming from the streets, we were the stash house, you know, so we went through shit, the house bum rushed, tied up and everything. So we had such a bond that when it was time to go, we pack it up every day or just the clothes and we up out of here, you know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And that's why, like, when I bought the 4-bedroom colonial, I dormed the 3rd floor because that was like a security strategy. So I'm like, anybody running in this house, by the time they get upstairs, it's on.
Yeah. And where you bought that house at?
West Orange, New Jersey.
Okay, so that's a nice part of
Oh, yeah. We were like the Jeffersons then, moving on up. Yeah. But I look at it now, it's like with the paper I had, times what the realtors were showing me, I feel I was redlined, Don. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was redlined, man. And then when I got older and I was moving around just West Orange alone, I'm like, I know I was happy as hell, but I know I didn't see this part of West Orange.
Let me ask you a question, Vinnie. So we talk about the oranges and all that. So I know what's your did you ever have a relation or friendship with Whitney Houston? Because she was from the Oranges also.
Yeah, well, it was only after her success and after we blew up. You know, Whitney was a bit older than us, so she was already on the move. Like in the 80s, we were on the block, and she had already taken off. But when we came out, then yeah, we linked up more, and Tretch went to a wedding with Bobby Brown. I remember that. And then even after that, every year during Christmas at Symphony Hall downtown Newark, New Jersey, Whitney and Bobby would do the Christmas toy giveaway, and we had our retail stores, so we would always donate to that, come give out, you know, stuff with the kids, with them. So yeah, we ended up being real cool with Nick.
She was from West Orange, right?
She's from East Orange, our hometown in East Orange. Yeah.
All right, so now we're gonna get to it. So, how did you guys meet?
Us?
Yeah.
I met Don through Will Mingo, and I met Will through a mutual friend, my boy Fizz. Shout to Fizz, I got you on the JPay, Fizz. He's on a little vacation right now, but I met him through Fizz, my boys Fizz and Malik, and you know, we formed a relationship, and then I met Don, and then I knew that these guys were doing a lot of real estate and financial wealth and financial literacy. And actually at the time I needed that help, you know, because I was cleaning up IRS situation, then setting up new businesses outside of Naughty by Nature. So they, you know, started talking to me more about, you know, financing and financial literacy and setting up the business properly in a way that even our accountants and business managers all of our years never spoke to us in that way. So our relationship got more intimate, and as their business, you know, grew and they started adding different aspects to their business, we just decided to lock in.
So, Donnie, now I want you to speak on how your company started with Will Mingo and the other guy you just mentioned. How that started?
I mean, basically, we started thinking, you know, we wanted to do something that we can provide value to people, particularly how do people build wealth, right? So we started to set out to say, well, we would just wanted to have mortgages. We wanted to tell people how to basically invest in real estate, how to basically get any type of loans or anything like that. What happened was things started to transform. We started to have really interactions with the community, and what was really needed was this banking platform that we're on right now. And when that launched, we're launching in 30 days, but the process of that was really providing a service that is needed in our community, improving financial literacy. Number one, people, when you have improved financial literacy, you're able to make better financial decisions. Our key was we wanted to bring that knowledge to the people on a banking platform, and that's basically what we have today.
Can you explain to people what financial literacy is? Because a lot of people, they hear it, but they don't know what that is really.
Yeah, it's really just the decisions to make better financial decisions, right? It's really just the ability to say, if I want to purchase a home, what is the best way to do it? If I got $5,000, what is the best thing to do with that $5,000 if you want to build wealth, right? So when you improve your financial intelligence, you make better financial decisions. That basically gives you more money in your pocket. Now with our bank, a lot of people right now are basically going to check cash in places, going to other places because they're unbanked. They don't know that we have a resource. You can go to us and basically get a free bank account, and we're not going to charge you a whole bunch. We're not going to charge you anything. Our bank account technically is free, but if you're outside of that system and you don't have the knowledge, you go to a check cash in place or a pawn shop, things like that.
So what bank is that?
It's Money Avenue. That's our bank. It's moneyave.com, and people can sign up for it at bankmoneyave.com.
Okay, so when you and Mingo got together, y'all started the company. So when you first bought your first property, you and Mingo was together back then, or you was by yourself when you bought your first property?
I was by myself when I bought the first property, but me and May got together because we saw an opportunity to work together and build something that was really a legacy play, really how we can impact our community. That was really the key.
How long this been?
It's been we started the bank at least three and a half years ago, like 3 years working on that, leading up to it. It's really every single year we've just built and added a new dimension. Now going into 2021 is really the takeoff because that's the level in which we got so much products. We do lending, right? Mortgage stuff. We have a super fast loan that you can get in as little as 3 hours. All of this online. We also have a business credit. We give every LLC at least $50,000, and that's really, really key, right? Because we need more entrepreneurs, more creators, more real estate developers in our community. So we wanted to put these services out. And now the banking platform is just gonna be a way for our people in our community to really, really build and get on a pathway where they can have a budgeting, where they can really put things in a way where you can understand the impact of the decision you make today with how that's gonna impact your goals, your financial goals.
What's your criteria for
That's
this
what I'm
stuff?
about to say, yeah.
The criteria is really simple. It is, really, we don't have a criteria to open the account, right?
Mhm.
Now, the other products we have do have a criteria. Obviously, with lending money,
Mhm.
you gotta have a certain credit score, or if you have a business.
So what's the credit score?
Well, there's
Oh,
no
while you
set.
talk with the one,
Yeah.
teach the audience what's going on.
Right. So one thing that we want to do at our bank is we don't want to turn anybody away, right? What we want to do is educate people. So if you have bad credit, you probably can't get a mortgage, right? That's the key. But what we do is put you on a pathway, right, to get the education you need to fix your credit so that you could qualify for a mortgage. So once you have that relationship, we lead with our education. We lead with curriculum to show people how they can get there.
So basically, you saying, say if I came to you, right, and my credit was kind of shaky, you say I got like a 560. So you probably say, yo, V, your credit is low, we can't really mess with it, but this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna work with you and show you how to get it up, and when it get to that level, because we're gonna keep you with us, but when it gets to that level, then you can go ahead and make it right. We're gonna show you how to get it up, though.
I've given you the pathway.
Right, okay,
Exactly.
right. Like a lot of people just like, nah, we can't help you, and they kick you out.
Right.
But you showing the love, like, you know what? We can't help you, but we're gonna be able to help you maybe in 6 months, but I'm gonna show you how we're gonna get to that level.
Exactly.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what this whole play is. It's about financial literacy. So when you talk about financial literacy and when you talk about being literate, it's just like being able to read. So when they say someone's illiterate, that means they don't know how to read. So if you're illiterate about money, that means you don't even understand money. You don't understand how to use the money. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, that's why you see entertainers, athletes, lottery winners, they get to the money, but then they lose the money because they don't have the financial literacy. So I think for our community, and part of the reason why I wanted to partner with these brothers to get this message out is to, hey, before you can get to the money, you need to learn about money and know what money is. So as you take this journey and you join and open an account with moneyapp.com, there's not just, oh, I'm gonna grab some money. It's like there's a bunch of financial literacy tools that we could take this walk together. And this is what I tell the guys all the time. I'm like, I'm tired of people looking at our inner city communities and saying, oh, well, they're victims of the wealth gap. Even what's going on right now, they're saying, oh, there's gonna be a big wealth gap. And now we're always short on that end. We're the victims of that. Or, the big athlete or the star, they lost all of their money and now they're on the low side. And I'm like, nah, it's time for us as young black men to get together and say that from the entertainment or the sports world to get with guys like this who are super qualified. We're working together. We're holding each other's hands and we're going to change that narrative. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then we're going to invite everybody with us. So we hold each other hands through this and then we go out here and build this generational wealth.
So Vinnie, you said you was going through IRS problems or going through, your issues. What made you say, okay, I want to get with these brothers? Because I want to, for the people, it's very important. I love like the connects.
Yeah.
That's important how the mingling, the networking, how the relationship, how things come together. That's like very important. Sometimes they get overlooked.
Right.
So you said you was going through, so now you Mingo and Don.
Yep.
What makes you like, because you wasn't thinking about it, I guess you doing what you was doing with the music or whatever else you was doing, and you sat down to be 100% into it. Like, I could tell this is your baby now.
Yeah.
Like, what brought that about and how that...
Well, the thing is, during our career, again, this year we're celebrating 30 years in the game, and during our career, I mean, to be honest, we've had white accountants, white lawyers. There's a relationship there, and yeah, they care about us, but it's different when it's your people and your peers. And my thing is that, you know, after running in the game for 30 years, seeing all of my peers, I mean, I know I'm known for being a businessman, opening our retail store and just having goodwill out there, but also seeing what the brother Jay-Z is doing, Master P has always been doing, countless others in the game. I'm like, listen, man, in our community and us being young black men, it's time for us to embrace each other instead of saying, you know what, I have and you don't, and I'm over here with this white attorney and this white lawyer, and my paper is straight, and y'all figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, it's time for us to really come together and be man enough amongst our peers to say, look, I have no problem telling and sharing my mishaps, telling and sharing the mistakes I made, but now I could get with brothers who are financial literate, as well as my mistakes and things that I've learned, and still we have great cash flow in what we do. And I think that's a lot of the time, the problems with a lot of entertainers or just musicians, because you know, the blessing of our business is that we always get cash flow every year. The ones who are blessed, we always get cash flow. So we can really fuck it up every year, but we're gonna re-up the next year. But it's time for that conversation to change and say, yo, let's be a bit more smart with what we're doing. And if we have brothers like this, it's time for us to get together, really structure what we're doing, change the narrative. Hip hop has been around for the longest, and now it's time to mature. Now it's time to play the game differently. And even Jay-Z is a bit hands-off, but he's leading by example. And if I'm able to come and round up brothers like this, even with what the brother Killer Mike and them are doing, you know, to be in this space, this Fintech space, and to see what's going on with this global reset, now is the time, because there's tons of great opportunities out here, you know? And if we grow up and we share with our young people, just like I understand what you guys do, helping these young people set up broadcasting and all of that, you combine setting up young people with broadcasting, setting them up while they're young before they screw up their credit, showing them financial literacy so they never have to worry about fixing their credit if they're straight from the rip, you know? Right. And if we're doing this, nobody, you know, is exempt from this. And like you say, the connection, it's all gonna benefit everything that we're all doing.
So how do you brand it? How do y'all get your name out there? So, because when I'm gathering, right, you got a lot of organizations that's like, you know, white, you know, and, you know, they have these programs, but as black men, as black brothers, you know, being a force to reckon with right now, how y'all pushing this? You doing like seminars? What are you doing to get it out there? How, you know, how you reaching the masses?
Yeah,
let people know y'all got what it takes, just like the others do.
Yeah, we bringing it straight to the community. We go in the communities we live in. We go on other platforms, podcasts, things like that. We actually have a show called Money at Mondays, in which we go around to really every major city. We jump in the car. We got a cameraman, and we interview actual either creatives, entrepreneurs, or other people that have done things in the community, and just engage, just talk about the spirit, talk about the story, talk about how you was able to get some level of success, right? So that's really our thing, is just reaching out on a.
Are you ever been faced with the stereotype? Check it out. You know, and it's bad. We our worst enemies sometimes. Yeah. So Vinnie, Donahue, y'all telling me this stuff, but y'all brothers. I mean, is y'all really about that life? You know what I'm saying? Like, we'd rather go spend that money or take that chance with a white person or somebody else. I'm not prejudiced, but I'm keeping it real. Instead of going to our brothers who's situated, and they can do the same thing. We question each other. We look at each other like,
well, you know what? I
don't like that, but you know, these are things that happen.
But you know what? And I know that's the first thing that we're gonna face. And I know that I told them yesterday, look, the number one thing here is going to be trust. You know, so even with this venture, it officially launches in 30 days where you'll actually be able to open a bank account. But with our publicists, with brothers like me on the front lines, with our affiliates we're rounding up, you'll see a lot more pressing out there, man, and putting this stuff out there. And the more people we work with, and the more people we put through the financial literacy courses and programs, and the more examples we could show, it's not necessarily about us, because we're good.
Right.
if we could put other examples out there who's worked with Money Ave and who's fixed their credit and have their business going, it's good to go.
Yeah,
Even with what you guys are doing, and this is what I'm saying, if you have a literacy program where you're showing young people how to set up their podcast, how to set up a broadcast situation, now you have us as a resource here to help them with financial literacy so they can set up their business, you know? And that's gonna be,
I
that's
definitely agree with that.
So-
We have a caller, state your name and, where you from?
Hey,
Hello?
what's going on, guys? This is Michelle. How are you? Hi, guys.
Hey,
Hey.
what's up, Tiny?
What's going on, Will?
Hey,
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Hey,
Hey, Ben.
hey,
What's
So-
up?
So, can you, talk your, part of this business, your role in this?
Well, I'm gonna be doing, of course, we're Harlem all day, but we're gonna be doing, I'm down in the Charlotte area now, so I'll be taking over the Charlotte, Atlanta area or whatever, just trying to bring the business to the people down here to just create this generational wealth and help our people to get a better understanding of wealth because, we all come up different and we have our struggles with money. And the only way we're gonna learn is to get with the right group of people to help us to do better and to learn what it is and how we can make this money grow for the wealth for the younger generation.
Yes, I asked
And that's
Vinnie.
what Will.
Hey, Tiny, how did you meet the brothers? I'm just curious to know, how did you meet the brothers? How did you
Well,
get connected with them?
I've been friends with Will for over 14 years, but Vinnie probably don't remember me. I used to be in the studio with you guys all the time with Teddy and Bub.
okay.
We used to be in the studio years ago. So we go way back with Leland and Sylvia Robinson. I used to be at our house since I was 13. So
Exactly.
on this Harlem side, we were still always on the Jersey side. So it's like how everything just come full circle. So now we're all here together, and that's just how it works. Great minds work alike, and now we're all here together.
So how long you been part of this project?
It's been over a year now. It's been a little over a year since I've been part of this project, but I got the other business, of course, the clothing line and everything as well. So, but I've been part of this for about the last year, actually almost a year to date.
Nice.
That's nice.
Sure.
So, I'm getting that is Tiny, Don, Vinny, and Mingo. That's the team right there, right?
Nah, the team deeper than that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So everybody got a zone to cover.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
vertical. Break down the verticals.
Yeah,
All of the
yeah.
brothers involved in the verticals.
Sure. So number one, I'm the CEO, right? So we also have board members. Ming is a board member. We also got Ben, who's an ambassador. We have Will Roundtree, who's running our credit. He's a credit specialist, vice president of credit. We got Tim Peters, who handles our residential loans. We got Corey Phillips, who does our commercial loans. We got Reef, who does our affiliate partnerships. So it's a whole crew. It's a gang of us.
Tommy.
We got Tommy, which does he's a CMO, he runs our marketing department. So it's be a crew. We definitely a crew.
And Tiny is what?
Tiny is ambassador. She's
Ambassador of the South,
Yeah,
the Southern region.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's really, that's really what it is. It's really just connecting these dots, plugging people together. Like you said, our success ultimately is going to be determined about our trust with people.
And that's just about team, because like we have ambassadors too, and people don't understand that ambassador is major. It could make or break.
It
Like
moves
people
the
don't
needle.
understand that. If the
Absolutely.
ambassador is out there and doing things for, the company can grow. The
Absolutely.
ambassadors is very important.
And
It helps to circulate the name, you know what I'm saying? It helps to circulate the name. But you gotta have a team because one man can't do it all.
Can't do
You,
it
you
all.
gotta have different people with different positions in order to get the job done. You can't put all the pressure, can't be on one person. So ambassadors is very important. Then even though you might have co-owners, the CEOs, everybody got a role to play. That's why
Yep.
you're able to spread out the way you're spread out.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
know, that's, you know, you name the positions.
Right.
You know, you not just based here. Like you say, Tiny, she down in the south, and y'all up here, and then all the other guys, we don't know, but they might be other places, and you reaching the masses like that.
Well, this is how music works, you know.
Yeah.
Our ambassadors are our fans, and that's why for years you have fan
Exactly.
clubs. And the better groups and the better organizations know how to organize and activate their fan clubs. So I was just telling them about us working with New Kids on the Block. Like, people look at them as just a old school pop act group, but the business model those guys run, man, going into that world, it's a total different world, man, and they really know how to organize and activate their fan base, and those of their brand ambassadors.
And they got diehard fans too.
Another thing too, I definitely wanted to just piggyback off an idea that you said. Number one, what we are as an organization, we are ranked 199 on the top 5,000 companies in this country. We're A5,000. Right? In addition, the space that we're doing, we're the 9th fastest growing fintech in the country, you know, which is a feat all in itself. Because we're a very young company. Now, if you look at our peers, other companies that have been doing what we're doing right now, they're all billion-dollar companies.
Right.
You know, and that's the trajectory that we're looking to do, but we're looking to do it for our people as well. So I just wanted to make that point clear when we were talking about how do we get people to trust us. We doing it. You know what I'm saying? We got people that we're impacting them, improving their financial literacy, and also saving them money, getting them in homes, getting them money, getting them access to capital. Those are the things that's gonna move the needle. Because no matter what you do, whatever business that you're in, you're gonna need people, and you're gonna need access to capital to scale it, right? And we wanna be a partner for those people. So.
Well, that's big, man. But so, say me, Cash, Doc, say if we did some business with y'all, do y'all like keep like reviews from people and stuff like that, like, you know,
Testimonials.
Yeah, testimonial stuff like that's important too, to help build trust also. Because a lot of people look before they give it a company, they want to see what people saying.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People can Google us. You can go to moneyapp.com.
Yeah.
You can Google us. I mean, check us out. You know, definitely. But the point is, we live this. You know, this is what we do every day. We're focused on this. We're gonna grow this business, and ultimately we need people like you and you, and then the people that's listening as well to support what we're doing. Figure out, because we all can use to improve our financial literacy. We got to figure out how we can do this, right? We got to, because it's a team effort. You know, one of the programs that we have right now is we have this great business credit program where anybody, no prerequisites, can basically apply with our program, and they can basically get $50,000 of business credit to start, launch a business, help scale a business. That's, people can build wealth just off that, you know, just understanding that dynamic.
Right.
So we really are trying to just spread awareness. Our bank accounts are in effect free.
Right.
We're not, it's not like we're selling anything. It is just, you get no minimum monthly requirements. There's no monthly charges to it. It's FDIC insured. We also cover you, like even people that sometimes go a little bit over, the major banks will charge you $30, $40. We don't charge you anything, right? This is how you save money. This is how you build wealth.
Right.
You know, you have to start somewhere. So that's what we're trying to do.
And I'll tell you that not only am I using the product, the business credit, you know, tools, KG and I. So I have my own company, Uncle Vinnie Productions, outside of Naughty by Nature. So they put us in the program, the business credit building program. So I'm in the middle of that program right now. Then KG and I have a Slug of Music. That's a record label and management company. We have a different business, and we're going through that process right now as well. So the thing is that, you know, again, instead of using some white accountant who really don't care or not, and a white lawyer, we're working with our brothers to really understand this, to really go through these processes, and now we're using the product, we're using the bank, and it's easier for us to come out here and share with our people.
So the artist, you know, KG, label y'all doing together, y'all bring them to Money App, like for education for, you know, because these young guys, they get the money, they don't know what to do with it. So
Right.
you bring them to Money App?
Well, all of it is available, you know what I'm saying? So we're just starting that process. So when we go through the process and these artists grow up, As far as some of them, we're 50-50 management with, and some we have totally in-house. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing about resources, man, or management. Every resource we have available to us is available to our artists.
So Tiny, how the response out there in North Carolina and Atlanta?
Oh, it's good because down here everybody is trying to buy a home. Everybody's trying to get insurance for their family. There's a lot going on right now, so it's gonna be good. When it launches in 30 days, it's gonna be good.
Hey Tanya, I gotta take my hat off to you, right? Because it's like, I know you for a while. Ever since you left New York, you've been making a lot of power moves, you know what I'm saying? You've been making some moves, Tanya, you bought the big crib, and I ain't gonna say nothing else, but you've been on your entrepreneur, you've been on your business, and I just want to, congratulate you, on being a strong woman like that, holding it down.
Definitely, congrats.
Thank you. Well, I got a good team. now, so it's going even further now.
Yeah, but the biggest thing is, and I said it in the beginning, is financial literacy, because it's not public information. It's not, if you don't know about it or hear about it, you might have some money, you might not think about it. But if y'all spreading the word, see, a lot of people probably want to invest their money or probably want to do bigger things, but they don't understand. So when you get that financial literacy, you make them understand, they might say, you know what? I never knew that.
Yeah.
Spark an interest, and then they might want to do that.
Well, and another thing is, a lot of this information is out there, but like you said,
You don't know
sometimes
it, yeah.
when we come up,
Right.
we're not trying to hear that. We're
Right.
not trying to run to an accountant and say, hey man, you just came up on $100 grand, you got to pay taxes, right? You're like, nah, where the Benz dealer, where the jewelry man, where's the mall,
Right.
where's the strip
Right.
club? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what we choose to do. So it's about changing that mentality and changing that behavior, and we have to grow up. Of course, we can expect our young people to be a bit more reckless, but hey, to me, everyone 30 and up, it's time to really grow up, man. Because in hip hop, man, we flip everything. Clubhouse just launched, hip hop blew that up. COVID hit, Instagram was just sitting there. Timberland and Swizz Beats blew that up with the verses, man. Everything we touch, we blow up. So why can't we get in the financial literacy game and the fintech game and flip that?
So y'all have an office?
No. Oh yeah, we out in y'all office. I'm sorry, I was there all day for like 6 hours.
That's like a headquarters.
Because you need the headquarters, because like what V was saying earlier, people be skeptical with our own people, and it's sad. So, when like someone go to Chase or something, they call, come down to the bank, and they come, you sit down, and
You just gotta have one location, motherfucker, know they can find you.
We got an office in Jersey. That's we're a digital platform, right? We're a fully digital platform.
Yeah.
It gives us the ability to really compete in all 50 states, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I get what you're saying, but understand this. In the last, It's the last 6 months, over 21 million people have opened up bank accounts digitally, right?
Yeah.
So what we've known through COVID is the big banks, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, they closing branches. I've seen a Chase close and a location close to me. There's banking deserts out there. Like, there's people that live 30, 40 miles away from the closest bank. This is a new option, right? Now, we're in the city here, we can probably banks on every corner. It's New York, but we in all 50 states. So, this is the future.
That's big, man.
And when you look at it though, fintech is finances and technology. When you look at it, you have a PayPal account, right?
Yeah.
Where's your PayPal branch? You have Cash App, right?
No branch.
Where's your Cash App
It's up in
branch?
the air. I don't know where they at.
Did
You
try
can't even
call
call them.
That's
You
the point.
can't call them. You got to send them a email or they got a thing where you chat, a chat line.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
This is the era we
You ain't
live
lying
in.
about that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, even when it comes to, those banks, I have my online shop, naughtybynaturesstore.com. I have my PayPal account, and it's a Shopify store. I do so much business there that they're begging me to take money. So after a while, I said, they're like, then you could have $28,000 from Shopify for goods, supplies, all that. I took the money.
Yeah.
And all they did is say, we'll commission your sales because we see the activity you had and you'll recoup. I recoup. PayPal was doing the same thing. Just gave me 20 grand. They take the money, then. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to use it. But I don't have a branch to go to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, this is what's happening moving forward. And that's part of the fintech game. As I'm learning, as I'm studying, I see what the new wave is, man. And I'm like, I'm out here because I'm using these tools and I'm rocking with my brothers saying, look, bro, this is what's happening, man. And either you're going to play the game or you're going to be left behind. And then when brothers like this, we're in these communities, we're developing, we're doing real estate, and people, I don't know if people realize right now, real estate is at an all-time high, and the way these numbers are going, even if there's a correction in the market, a lot of people are going to be priced out of the housing market.
Yeah.
So it's either you're going to get your finances together, or you're going to educate yourself to earn more per year, to afford what the future is going to look like.
And they have programs just like, cause y'all finance place, you know, and you know, money place, bank, all this stuff, but they have, like, that's a program. They have programs for people who trying to get a house or who trying to get loans or whatever. Cause I just got a place through a program and somebody told me about, you know what I'm talking about, that. And I took a course. I went there for a couple of weeks. I got my certificate and I made my move. And you know, and I came up, but I didn't know about it. Somebody told me about it.
Right.
And I came up off of it. And they helped me. They put me in positions, what I'm saying. And that's what it sounds like y'all do. Y'all help, you gotta put people in position to do better, to be better, to invest their money better, to learn what to do bigger things with their money.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what's up.
What I think we want to do, I just want to underscore the need for entrepreneurs and creators, because we're so creative as a people that a lot of people don't know how to just open a business. But if you can open a business and structure it right and do the right thing, you can leverage that to do a lot more, right? So we know right now we live in the wealthiest country at the wealthiest time. There's so many opportunities to get money out of here. Legally, really.
Yeah,
You know, it's really it's just getting the knowledge, and like you said, each one of us sharing it, and you know, that's how we gonna get it.
Man, you said what you say about COVID, and man, COVID, I came up off of COVID, man.
Right? You did.
I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? Cause COVID made you go into your creative juices like, yo, what am I do? You know, everybody know I've been a trainer for like 20 years, but the gym is closed. Can't go to the gym.
Right.
I got clients like, yo, what we gonna do? I said, damn, I don't know. Then I got creative. You know, I got I got a fitness company now, and I do online training. I never thought about doing online training until they said, what we gonna do?
Right.
I said, damn, man, you know, how we gonna, I'm looking on TV, I'm seeing the news, double screen. Sure, everything is double screen. Talk show, everything double screen. Damn, you know what? I could train somebody on a screen. Boom. And they wouldn't ever
And
since.
let me ask you.
Now they don't want to go to the gym no more. Now I'm good.
Right. And let me ask you,
Yeah.
how are your financial transactions happening?
There you go. Cash App, PayPal, like you were saying.
Exactly.
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 Yeah, exactly. That's how it happens. So, you know, I understand. So you don't need a location. You just need to do good business.
That's it.
Yeah, that's a build up of trust. That's what's up, man. You know, I like to see black brothers and sisters. Tiny, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
There you go. We ain't gonna leave you out doing anything, you know. But my lawyers, I got black lawyers, I got black accountants, I got black finance people. I like to go to black people, not that I'm pro-black, because I think we can relate to each other a little more. You know what I'm saying? As far as the struggles that we came up with and what I'm really trying to do with this money, and can you really help me? I feel more comfortable going to a black person. You know, everybody my people who mentor me and I talk to, they all black, man. And I'm not pro-black, but I feel more comfortable that way. Like, you know, that's just me.
Well, I think it's time, man. We have to start trusting each other more. We have to, you know, it's not, we need to run more to the bank than we run to the mall. You know what I'm saying? Or the car dealer or the jewelry cat. And I'm sure everyone works hard, so you definitely deserve to reward yourself. But where we are right now. It is about stabilizing those finances, building, generational wealth, man. And more important, just teaching the young people what we're going through right now before they screw up their credit and they're jammed up.
So y'all doing anything special for y'all launch in 30 days? Y'all
Yeah,
like a
just
party
talking
or
about that.
Yeah, we working. I mean, it's hard to do something big because of COVID. So we
But
may
things
do
opening
something.
up though.
It
Yeah.
is, but everybody as lucky as you got the shot. So we still
Got that
working
shot,
on that.
babe.
Yeah, so we may do something virtual.
Hey, I don't know, man, but I hear you. But you still gotta wear the mask though.
Cause of y'all ain't taking, that's why.
Yeah, but you still gotta wear the mask, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
y'all take it, I don't have to wear it.
Yeah, but right now, you still got to wear the mask. But we still can't, you can't have a lot of people at one time, and y'all probably wanna have it like that, so it's gonna be a little difficult.
Yeah, so what we might do is just do something virtual, and then once, maybe in the summertime, things open up or whatever that is, we'll do like a bigger.
But even if y'all do it like amongst y'all team
Oh, yeah.
and a few other people, cause you wanna do something, that's a hell of an accomplishment. You just
Yeah.
don't want to
Yeah.
go that virtual, that's cool, but it's nothing like in person, like, you know.
Oh, we gonna do something amongst the team.
Yeah,
that's
with the
for sure.
people.
Yeah.
And for the record, I definitely want to correct the hub, man. We were just locked down in the hub with the team for like 12 hours yesterday, man. Our location in Jersey, so it's definitely a home base there.
Yeah, 'cause you definitely need a place where y'all got meetings and different things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Where
But,
you see
and,
this address?
and to be honest, you know what? And to be honest, I was thinking more of our businesses, Naughty by Nature. Man, we've been so digital and off the grid, man, that analog grid for so long. We don't have an office. Our managers, they could basically work from home, man. We're in a streamlined business, brother. I'm just tripping.
Where y'all see yourself as a company in 5 years?
That's a great question, right? So a couple of things. One of the things that we definitely want to do is put ourselves in a position where, we have at least we're servicing at least 1 million plus, right, nationwide, right? Particularly in our community. We can do that. I think that we'll be $1 billion company. In the process, we help other businesses get launched. I believe that we can create thousands of businesses that can create more millionaires, and we do that. That gets flushed in our community. The #1 employer of black people outside the federal government are black businesses. Right? So we have a special heart to say, well, look, we want to create more entrepreneurs. We need more black businesses because that's how people get jobs, right? The people that, if you're not looking to be an entrepreneur, everybody can't start a business, but a lot of people just need jobs to get from point A to point B, And unemployment right now is 40% in the nation, but in the black communities, it's always a lot more. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that we do this. We feel that we're filling a very integral role, right? So in 5 years, I think we're gonna hit our goals, man. I think that we come back, and I think that what you're gonna see is a tremendous amount of success stories along the way, and we'll be able to show that and dive, really kind of depict that, with real businesses. We also have a lot of other features that we think are gonna add some value. Will right here. Vin, I called you Will.
Don't have me going on fire,
Vin is he's like the secret weapon for us. So we ain't talk about crypto, but that's one of the areas that we feel is going to be a tremendous revenue driver for us. Just not only educating people about that space, but I think that a lot of money is to be made in crypto.
So do you guys do free consultations?
We have free literature. We're a digital company, so we're gonna have curriculum that's online. It's gonna be for free.
Okay.
Starting from just budgeting. How do you budget? How do you basically save up? Just basic stuff all the way up to more complex subjects. As we go and as we kind of build out, we'll get into life insurance. We don't talk about life insurance in our community. You can't talk about building generational wealth without talking about life insurance.
Yeah, you gotta have
So
that.
we're gonna have all of these things are gonna be step-by-step processes and plans that we'll be able to implement.
And content coming off of YouTube, and just like you said, it's like you never even thought of doing, working out virtually.
Never.
So you're still servicing those people and getting them on rock hard, and it's the same thing with this financial literacy. I mean, we're using this technology to reach more people more efficiently. So the days of, hey, I got to schedule an appointment and go sit in front of somebody and get this stuff done, a lot of this stuff is streamlined now,
Yeah, it is. I mean, even with the automotive business, like Carvana and all these other little companies, you ain't even got to go to the dealer no more.
Yeah.
You can buy a car online, they bring the car to you on a flatbed.
Right.
Here go your joint. All right, let them get the keys. Everything is being like,
Everything
number
is-
one killer is Amazon, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. They kill everything, man.
Yeah.
They sell everything.
But it's imperative that our people understand this. It's imperative that our older people get this and our younger people get this, because this is what they're saying. Post-COVID, there's going to be a great big wealth gap. And the people who take the time to educate themselves and inform themselves are going to take advantage of this reset. The people who are sitting here thinking that it's 2000, let alone the 90s, if you think it's 2000 and 2005, you're going to be left behind. As a matter of fact, if you think it's 2019 post-COVID, you're going to be 30 years behind where the world is going.
Yeah. A lot of
serious.
people think that's going to switch back. It's not switching back.
It's not.
It's not. It's going to keep going.
Warp speed.
Yeah.
So what we don't want to see is brothers like you informing yourself, like the move you just bust. You made a financial move and you're stable. The sister here, you commended her, what you guys are doing here. And part of the problem is that the ones who get it, we take the time, man. It's blood, sweat, and tears of what you brothers are building here. And then years down the line, when you're nice and stable, you got people looking at you like, you came up, but you put in that work. And it's a lot of people who have the same opportunities that we have. It's just your discipline. And I think this whole play is about discipline and maturity. It's either you're going to step up and grow up, or you're going to get left behind. But please don't begrudge the next man who took the time to inform himself.
Yeah. Somebody said to me the other day, they said, Dan, you're always doing something, you're always working. I said, when you work for yourself, you gotta work all the time.
Right.
I said, you got a 9 to 5, so you know what your check gonna be every week, or you can calculate every month of the year. I gotta move. That's the way I live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm an entrepreneur, so I gotta do what I gotta do to make my numbers go the way they go. But believe me, I make my own hours go, and you don't.
Right. But you know what you're talking about?
Yeah,
You're talking about financial freedom.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And this is what this whole play is about. Even when you go on the internet, some of your financial gurus out there, they're saying even if you have a 9 to 5, they're saying everyone should have a side business. Everyone should have a side hustle.
Yeah.
So if you have a 9 to 5 and you have a side hustle, then this financial literacy play definitely comes into play.
Yeah.
You should have good personal credit and a credit line. You should have that side hustle, a business, profile and a business line of credit. Because guess what? All of a sudden when they downsize, because they're not finished downsizing now, when they do reset and things start to open up, people are slimming down their businesses. So all of a sudden, you're going to get laid off. So do you cry and say, oh, the man screwed me or the corporation screwed me? Or did you not know this was going on? And prepare yourself to at least insulate yourself by having good personal and business credit. It gives you a lifeline to make a pivot.
There you go. I got to speak on it too, though, because I got my own company, you understand? And I became a rep for a company called ID Life. It was a fitness supplement company. I just bought it to. Doc got a job, but he just started, he got a line with sheets. He got some, I think he got perfumes and cologne or something like that. So he has his core job and he has his businesses on the side. You gotta have your core and you gotta have other businesses, I'm bigging them up because, I bought some of the sheets and they feel pretty good, you know what I'm saying? But I bought it to a supplement company. That's another one of my ventures. I'm not gonna talk about it 'cause it's about y'all, but these things open since COVID.
Exactly.
And I'm doing everything online. I don't have an office front.
Exactly. So, but that's what this thing is about, man. I mean, it's the great pivot and it's the great reset. That's what they're calling it.
Yeah.
It's the great reset, my people, especially my young people out there.
So how people, if they want to get with y'all, 'cause a lot of people listening right now, you know, they want to get in touch with y'all, they want to learn some stuff, they just want to be a part of your program, or they want to get some house, whatever. How can they, you know, reach y'all?
Well, you can reach out at our website. Number one is sign up for the bank. It's bankmoneyapp.com, bankmoneyapp.com. But our primary site is moneyapp.com, just regular moneyapp.com. And then me personally, I'm on all social media platforms. Donahue Baker on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, across all platforms. So you can reach out. Any questions?
Yeah, and then me, this is at Uncle Vin Rock on Instagram, at Naughty by Nature on Twitter, naughtybynature.com. If you go to naughtybynaturestore.com, all the email addresses is there. So, you know, we're accessible, man. We're on the front lines, and I definitely look forward to just speaking out more and informing and just sharing with our people. And like I said, this even here isn't a hit where we talk about this and we get up and leave. You know, the offerings for Money App, it can help benefit this show in particular, what you guys are doing, your pilot programs with educating other young people, because it's going to be the business side, but then there's going to be the financial side, no matter what they do out here in the world. So, I mean, we're collecting allies and affiliates and influencers as we go along. So I look forward to the beat, being part of this family.
Y'all
you
know what it is.
Absolutely.
Y'all know what it is.
Hold on. Tasha, can you give them your links?
Yeah, 381 Worldwide. That's on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. 1Tiny137 is the personal page, and we're out here. So let's get this money.
Let's get this money.
Okay. Let's go, Doc. Get right.
Let's go. Well, party time, y'all. Party time. Party time now. Y'all know what we do.
Yeah.
Y'all know what this is. What?
Big record here, man. Big record. It's real big. They will never die.
What?
Yeah, I look forward to this 30th anniversary. So, yeah, a lot to share, man. A lot of people know our lot.
Getting that.
Yeah.
So
Before we continue, here we go.
Uh,
I want to give a shout out. I got to do it real quick. I'll give a shout out to Tretch and KG. You know, that's the Naughty by Nature family right
We
there.
definitely have to get shout out to that. But before we go, we want to touch on something, and I think this would be big, definitely for when you do these 30-year anniversaries, these documentaries. It definitely helped, like, for the new audience. So I know y'all doing a 30th anniversary. So can you touch on that before we go?
Yeah, definitely. 2021 is the 30th anniversary of Naughty by Nature, the group. So we dropped our first album, self-titled Naughty by Nature, September of 1991. So this September 2021 earmarks the 30th anniversary. So not only do we have, yes sir. So we're working on a 30th anniversary documentary. We'll be working on a 30th anniversary EP, some new music, and we have a 30th anniversary merchandise capsule. So, yeah,
So you gonna have your hands full this year. You got the Money App, You got all of them rock, and now you got the Naughty by Nature. You're gonna be busy.
Yeah, and Kay and I have the Ill-Town Sluggers thing.
Yeah,
So,
Ill-Town
but
Sluggers.
here's the beauty, man. When you do what you love, it never feels like work.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
so I tell them all the time.
When you do what you love, it never feels like work.
Don't feel
And
like work,
when
man.
you don't do it for money, the money just comes
Right
and it
in,
flows,
exactly,
man.
that's
So
right.
just to the young people out there, man, be passionate about what you do. Don't do everything for money. There's a way to get money, but if you really want to come up, man, find something you're passionate about, put your all into it. You'll make more money than you ever dreamed of.
Exactly. Support the brothers right here. Money at LLC. That's right.
Hit the like button, subscribe. The B139. We'll see you next week.
Hold up. Can y'all tell them what
Tell
podcast
them
y'all
what
right
podcast.
man?
The B
139.
139.
Here we go. Let me give y'all a good one.
Give me one.
Yo, what the deal, y'all? This is Uncle Vin Rock from Naughty by Nature. My man A. Donahue Baker right here. We're representing the Money Ave team, man. We're on the beat, 139, all right?
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.